First this evening, a consensus eludes the Union Cabinet over the Lokpal draft. A series of meetings took place today involving both the government and the opposition in an effort to finalize that draft.
Well, there certainly seems to be a split within the Cabinet as well over some of the provisions. A Cabinet meeting scheduled today has now been put off for tomorrow, expected around 2 p.m. The position of the CBI remains the sticking point as the government drafts the bill. The Home Minister said to be opposed to a proposal for that panel, including leader of the opposition, to select the CBI chief. Sources say that the government is unwilling to hand over administrative powers of the CBI to the Lokpal as well. Instead, the Lokpal should be allowed to supervise investigation of corruption cases that it hands over to the CBI. That seems to be what many in the cabinet are thinking.
We've had instructions on cleaning up the draft. We've cleaned up the draft, but the actual drafting work, the finishing of the drafting work is being done by officials, and as soon as it's ready, it will be then prepared for taking it to the cabinet. So you wait now a few more hours, and I think we will be ready to go to cabinet.
So cabinet aaj nahi hogi cabinet?
I think it's unlikely.
Earlier today, senior ministers like Law Minister Salman Khurshid, V. Narayan-Swamy, Kapil Sibal and Chidambaram met at North Block to decide on just what the contours of that final Lokpal draft will look like. V. Narayan-Swamy has spoken to Pranab Mukherjee after that meeting. We are told sources saying the draft, though, remains fluid. It's inconclusive. The final draft, we are told, will now be shown to the Prime Minister, who will be taking that eventual decision. This morning, we saw top BJP leaders L.K. Advani, leader of the opposition Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley meeting with Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee, looking at the several options before them on whether or not to extend the winter session of Parliament to allow that Lokpal draft to be introduced and possibly be passed.
All right, and joining us now is Pallavi Ghosh with all the latest. Pallavi, is negotiation fatigue setting in yet? The government has already given in, it would seem, on the Prime Minister's office. It's already given in on those lower grade government employees as well. What's going to happen with CBI? Are there any indicators that the government's willing to bend?
No, there wasn't. So far, the indications coming in from our government sources is that it really does not want to give in completely on the CBI issue. And one is not really very surprised, because at the end of the day, every political party and certainly a government doesn't really want to give up on that kind of a control on the CBI. And that's the reason why even when this meeting took place a short while back, even the cabinet ministers were deeply divided. There was one strong opinion which was felt that how can you have an independent panel appointing a CBI director? Now, the CBI director is answerable to a DOPT and also has to work in close coordination with the Home Ministry. Now, if you have an independent panel appointing a CBI director, who does he become accountable to? Of course, a different point of view was put across by Mr. Sibal, who pointed out that if the CAG could be answerable to an administrative machinery, then why not a CBI director? But as far as the powers of the CBI and the influence of the Lokpal over the CBI is concerned, again, there doesn't seem to be a consensus emerging so far. I think these ministers will be forced to work little late tonight, having to come out with a please all Lokpal bill. The government plans to present it in Parliament by Wednesday, and they also hope to wind up the discussion and passage in both the houses of Parliament, hopefully by the 23rd maximum.
Right, Pallavi, and as you speak, there are parallel meetings, we are told, taking place of Team Anna as well, finalizing their own strategy. Remember, Anna Hazare reiterating that he will be going on a fast, his fourth this year, were the Lokpal bill not to be passed in this winter session of Parliament. Pallavi Ghosh reporting from the capital. Thanks very much for joining us.